It has been about a month since we last touched base on my $500 240SX. And if you look right here, we finally have a motor. This is a S14 KA24DE with an ISR performance turbo manifold. I have the rest of the kit over there. I have it mocked up just to see how it would look. Now I did a lot of teardown off camera. I got the whole timing assembly taken off, the entire intake manifold taken off, sitting there. We got majority of it cleaned up. This was really dirty on the front end, but the head is still a little bit dirty inside where the cams go. But today I want to get these cams taken out, head ripped off, and a couple other things just to tinker with it because I ordered my pistons, I have my rods already, and a bunch of other parts that are on the way. But first things first, I want to get this turbo manifold taken off so I can get this head taken out. There we go. First things first, I'm going to get these cam caps taken off. They look to be a 10mm. Now when you're removing these cam caps, you want to work the opposite of the torque sequence. So when you're torquing these things down, you want to go inside out, but when you're taking them out, outside in. I'm going to start with the front, rear, work my way towards the middle, and do the same thing with the exhaust side. Now the most important thing to think of is when you're taking these out, you want to do just a slight turn, a little bit at a time, because you don't want to loosen them all the way up because the cam will snap in half. These things are hard, but they are brittle. They're all loosened. Now the reason you want to do that is because the valves are still putting pressure up against the cam lobes. And if you just loosen one at a time, the cam will start to pop up sideways, and you do not want that. The cam will get stuck in the head, and it is a job to try to get that out. Number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, and last one, number 6. Now when you're doing these, you don't really have to try to keep them in order because on the top of the casting, it says I6, meaning this is intake number 6, meaning the very last one. But it's a good practice to keep them all in line, but let's get this cam out. It'll pop right out of there. Now it doesn't look too bad on the journals. There is some slight scratches. Can't feel it with my fingernails, so it's actually not bad at all. You can see it right here. Intake cam. Now we just repeat those steps with the exhaust side. There we go. Not too bad. The cylinder one's got a little bit of scoring on the shim, and the exhaust side. Can barely feel it with my fingernail. Nothing that'll blow up the motor. Now when you're taking out the head, it's going to be the opposite of taking out the cams. So instead of working from outside in, you're going to be working from inside out. There's a total of 10 head bolts. So we'll be starting on middle of 2 and 3 on the intake side and slowly walking them off. Holy shit. I guess it's time we knock this thing out. Oh, it just popped right off. Okay, got the head pulled off. We definitely have some witness marks from where the intake valves hit the cylinder. Good thing we are replacing these pistons with some CP forged pistons right in the trash. Next, take out these dowels, squeeze, pop right out. There's a little bit of rust going on in the coolant passages. Probably had to run straight water in this one time. Rings seem to be very loose, but the cylinder walls are perfect. There's no scoring. Still has the cross hatching. Cylinder 2 and 3 also have witness marks. Was the cam out of time at one point? Let me look at the head. I don't know if they were off a tooth. And valves seem fine. T5S Nissan. Yeah, these are factory OEM pistons or valves. Obviously a little dirty, but they're not in too bad of a shape. So a good resurfacing. It shouldn't need to be decked. I mean, I don't have a straight edge or anything to test it, but from an eyeball standpoint, it looks pretty straight. It's gonna be a minute before this head goes back on anyway, so. I mean, everything looks nice and clean. Head gasket definitely blued between cylinder 1 and 2. And coolant ports look perfect. I guess let's get this out of the way and keep tearing down the motor. So we are going with ARP head studs and main studs. So, because this thing will be getting about 16 pounds of boost. Could always switch it up. All right, I'm gonna start with cylinder 2 and 3 first. Bearings look actually pretty good. Cylinder 2. It's not gonna focus, but no deep scratches. Nothing I can't feel with my fingernail. Now I don't know how many miles this motor had on it, but it's about to have 0 on a fresh rebuild. I mean, there's some light scratches, to be expected. Crank looks perfect, like it looks like it just came from the machine shop. I mean, rings feel good pushing it down. Yeah, I can already tell bearings are perfect on this cylinder. Oh yeah, this thing definitely skipped a couple oil changes. Bearing looks a little rough on the connecting rod side, but definitely got some heat marks. Piston, definitely got some skirting scratches. Rings are, I mean, they're freed up, so they weren't locked up or anything. Wheel rings a little tight, but other than that, I mean, pistons look pretty decent. Rods are pretty black from skipping some oil changes. Now, I don't know which way these caps go on, but it doesn't really matter, they're not being reused. Got brand new Eagle rods to throw in this thing, sitting on my shelf actually. Cylinder 2, not bad at all. Rod cap, bearing about the same as cylinder 2. No scratches, one tiny little scratch. Can't feel it, so wish I had better lighting right here. Crank also looks brand new, cylinder 3. Rings are definitely bad on cylinder 3. Piston tried to fall right out. Rings look fine. I don't know how the gap is on them, but the cylinder tried to fall right out, so I'm assuming they got some age to them. Don't know how many miles this thing has, but a little scratched up on the side. Bearing showing a little bit of copper. Overall, they look good. None of it's being reused, like I said, so just getting a health inspection of the rest of the motor. Rings are definitely bad on this one too. About the same as the other two. No deep scratches on the cap. Bearing looks decent. It's got a little bit of copper showing, nothing too crazy. Rings are definitely freed up. Oil ring, definitely got a little bit of gunk in there. Yeah, these rings are definitely wore. 1 and 3 both try to just fall right out, so that's one indicator on if you have bad rings. A little bit of light scratches on the side of the piston, but man, they definitely missed a couple oil changes on this thing. So save the best for last. Cylinder 4. Probably smoked a little bit. Doesn't surprise me with how many oil changes they missed. I don't see any copper. Little to no scratches at all. Sidewall, same as the others. Bearing, got one heat mark. No deep scratches though. Rings worn out a little bit. I guess we'll get this crank girdle out and check the main bearings. This thing was probably NA all its life. Daily driver. Got some miles on it. Overall pretty healthy. Haven't seen any concerns. That's like 17. Oh, these are really loose. I don't know what these are torqued down to. I don't know what the mains get torqued down to, but they're pretty loose. You could definitely smell that this thing was missing some oil changes. It just smells like gassing. It's another way to know if your rings are starting to go bad. You'll get some fuel in your oil. Okay, we got the crank girdle out. Main bearings definitely showing a little bit of wear. Thrust bearing showing a lot of copper. This crank definitely walked a little bit, but there's no crazy deep scratches. I mean, cylinder 4 looks great. Well, that's probably cylinder 1. I mean, there's no deep scratches at all. Just some light surface scratches. Crank itself definitely looks like it's almost brand new in those journals. Looks like it just came from the machine shop and got polished. Take out the rear main seal, pull this crank out, start getting this block ready to be rebuilt. I believe it's 10 mils, 6 10 mils. Gonna need a wrench. Do you even have a 10 mil wrench? Now, nothing in this motor I will be reusing other than the crank and the block. I said it before, I have Eagle forged rods, CP forged 89 mil pistons, because I will not be boring this thing out. I mean, cylinder walls look perfect. I don't really see a point in boring it. I mean, everything looks pretty good on the inside. Now, the only thing I'm really gonna do to the block is I'm gonna resurface the head and resurface the head surface on the block. I doubt this thing was ever overheated. I mean, Nothing internally makes me think it was. I will get a flat edge or a straight edge before I put the head back on. Doesn't need to be decked. I highly doubt that it does. If it doesn't, I'll just do a light resurface with some high grit sandpaper and a piece of glass. There she comes. RTV is all brittle. Oh, this thing is heavy. Yeah, I mean, bearings look pretty dang good. I mean, the journals. But the bearings also don't look too bad. Check out these minis. A little bit of wear, all about the same. I mean, if these are the stock bearings, I mean, this thing's a freaking trooper. Couldn't have had no more than 120,000 miles from what I assume. Definitely got some heat on the bottom. Yeah, these are factory bearings. Definitely factory bearings. A little black on the bottom. Definitely had some heat going through them. But they're all factory Nissan. Should be going back with some ACL. I was gonna put King bearings in it, but they were out of stock. ACL is pretty much the next best thing. This one definitely has some heat on it. Other than that, I mean, they look pretty good. Yeah, she's definitely a little hot. Definitely a little bit of wear on that. When you see that, it means your crank is moving forward and backwards, and there's a spec for that. Not sure about these motors, but definitely need to get this thing cleaned out. All right, let's see what this mineral spirits will do. Got a little bit of degreaser in there. I had some acetone in with it. This will help get all the oil, wash it off. Everything that's in the bottom end. Front main was definitely leaking on this thing. It wasn't terrible. Gotta get some more shop towels. I don't want any of this burnt oil, garbage, everything that's on this thing going back in when I put this thing back together. You can just see how nasty that is. Just let this eat away at all the oil release, whatever. I am gonna bore it, but not bore it. Get a little ball hone to it. Alright, so we got the KA24DE all tore down. I sprayed and scrubbed it with some mineral spirits, pressure washed it, air hose sprayed it off. Everything's dry. It's nice and ready for paint. Like I was saying before, the deck looks pretty good. I do still need to get a straight edge along it to test for any warpage, but I highly doubt there is any, but just to be safe. I am going to be painting this black just so it doesn't rust at all. I have the crank girdle sitting right here. Everything looks good on it. These are the old pistons. All of the bearings I've thrown away. Got the camshafts. I got the buckets and shims all in line so I don't lose which one goes where. Rear main seal, it did look good, but I have a new one. Old head bolts, I'll be replacing that with head studs. I got my eagle rods ready. I'm waiting on my pistons, complete timing chain, and this is for a later date. That's gonna be it for tonight. I got a huge amount done that I wanted to do tonight. Thank you guys for watching, and there will be a lot more videos with this motor. I'm still gonna be making a video on painting it, building it, turboing, dropping it in, tuning, everything along those lines. If you guys are interested in that, make sure you like and subscribe down below. That's gonna be it for tonight. This is AG Moto. Peace out.